Hi, this is Jenna Harte, author of the Valentine Mystery series, and this is 5 interesting factoids about With This Ring, I Thee Kill. Now, I've done these factoid videos for the previous two books, Deadly Valentine, which is the first book, and Old Flames Never Die, which is the second book. It's been a little while since I've done a factoid video, so I thought I'd do one. For book three, With This Ring, I Thee Kill. I really enjoyed writing this book. It came together a lot quicker than some of the other books that I've written. I enjoyed the mystery and the history that is involved in this mystery, and of course, evolving Jack and Tess's relationship. So, here's some interesting things that maybe you don't know about With This Ring, I Thee Kill. And the first factoid is the fact that the murderer that I started out with is not the person that turned out to be the murderer at the end. I'm a bit of a pantser. Things always change from what I initially think is going to happen. New people show up, old people go away, and that is what happened in this case. During the course of the writing, the person I thought was the murderer turned out not to be the murderer, and instead it was somebody else. Factoid number two. Most of the information and legends about the French blue and the Hope Diamond in this book are true, at least based on true myths and lore. We do know that the Hope Diamond is now a stone that was cut from the French blue, which was stolen during the French Revolution. The French blue was bought by Louis. Louis did have a mistress. There were black masses. All that information is true according to the research that I did. The only part that I made up was the ring. That was not true. There is no ring sitting in Versailles that Jack had accidentally bought Tess. But all the other stuff around the history of that stone is in fact stuff that is in the historical stuff that I researched. Factoid number three. Tess's new career change came to me in a moment of inspiration during the middle of the writing of this book. Now, if you've read the books, you know what Tess's career change is. She started out as a lawyer in Deadly Valentine. She had no idea what she was going to do in Old Flames Never Die. And in book three, she decides what it is she's going to do as her career. And based on what we know about Tess, it seems to make a lot of sense. It's very obvious. How could I have not known this is where I was going? But the truth was, I had no idea. I struggled through Old Flames Never Die trying to figure out what it is that she would do. There's scenes in that book where she's trying to figure out what she can do, and it just never came to me in that book, which is why she never decided. And in the middle of With This Ring I Thee Kill, I knew she was going to have to come up with something, and thank goodness during the scene writing where she's talking to Helen and they're talking about the boutique and Cesarier moving back to Paris, that it became clear what it is that Testa needed to do, and thank God for that, because I don't know what I would have done. Factoid number four is a bit of a spoiler alert, so if you haven't read the book, I'm about to give something away. But originally, when I wrote this book, Jack and Tess were not going to be married by the end of it. I had thought that there might be a mystery surrounding their wedding, and maybe even another one after their honeymoon or during their honeymoon. But as the book progressed, seeing the struggles they were having with the wedding, the interference by the senator and her mother, it just seemed like they would kind of throw up their arms and say, forget it, let's just get married. Especially Jack. He really was ready to make sure Tess was connected to him in every way possible. So it just made more sense to have them get married at the end of the book, which they did. And factoid number five. Now, this book was never intended to be the last book in the series, but some people seem to think so. I got some emails. There were some reviews over at Amazon that were talking about that they were sad to see the series end. And I could see why they would think that because, of course, the last book ended with a wedding. But I have lots of stories for Jack and Tess. I don't know how many books there will be. I just know I'm going to keep writing them as long as they keep talking to me and coming up with these crazy antics that they keep getting involved in. At this point, I have 3 or 4 ideas knocking around in the back of my mind that I know need to get written, and more of them come all the time. So you can go on more adventures with Jack and Tess. There are actually 2 books after With This Ring I Thee Kill plus a novella. So if you have read this book and want to read more, there is more already that you can read. Now you can learn more about Jack and Tess, their adventures, their love story. You can read Deadly Valentine and Old Flames Never Die if you haven't. Again, you can learn more about the other books. You can just visit jennaharte.com. All the books are available in print and Kindle, so you can get them. The two other books you can check out are Till Death Do Us Part, which involves a childhood friend of Jack's who is suspected of murder, and To Love, Honor, and Kill, which deviates from the regular stories a little bit in that we see a lot more of Daniel and Kate. They are investigating a murder that took place a long time ago that has always haunted Daniel, but there's still a lot of Jack and Tess in there. Plus, there's a Christmas novella. It's available in Kindle at Amazon, or if you happen to be part of my Sweetheart Street team, it is free over on our Facebook group. And to learn more about the Sweetheart Street team, you can visit jennaharte.com. There's a link there where you can learn more about it. So that is it. Thank you so much for enjoying the Valentines, and that is it. Thank you.